he's not your average backpacker. Over the past few years, 23-year-old Cal Fallner has been back and forth to Nepal, helping local communities establish schools, boarding houses and health posts. It was the death of his mother when he was in high school that prompted Cal to reach out to others who'd been through what he had, but in a much tougher environment.
I was on the receiving end of so much love and care, and we were really, really well supported and looked after during that time. So I couldn't help but think what it would be like to lose a parent in a third world country like Nepal. So I went over there to an orphanage and stayed there for about 6 weeks, and I don't know, I just had this amazing connection with the kids, and I really felt kind of at home there, and I felt like we were on the same page, and I couldn't stop really thinking about it.
Thanks guys, thanks for having us.
But his focus has shifted from orphanages in the cities to wanting to help at a more grassroots level, and he's established the foundation Upside, which operates under a unique model.
40 of these. 40 of these.
Every dollar that's donated to Upside is invested in an agricultural project in a remote village in Nepal.
Every 1 week they can have a good meal.
Yeah.
All the children.
So far, Cal and his team have set up an apple orchard in the town of Gilling, which funds the local school. This year's project is to fund and develop a coffee plantation in Makakola.
What's driving me now is not necessarily the people we're helping in these villages we're working in. It's the big picture. I would just love to have a model which is self-funding and is completely empowering for these villages, and then people can replicate it all across the world.
Schoolmate Grant Gilmore has set up his own organisation designed to recruit the manpower to help Cal on the ground in Nepal.
We're looking to take over 8 people for the first trip, so small, very efficient groups. I want to be as effective as possible. I wouldn't want to go over and feel like we're in a zoo just visiting. I actually want to be effective.
Grant's foundation, 1 Degree, gives young people an opportunity to travel to Nepal at a fraction of the cost they'd usually face.
When you try to help another, in effect, you can't help but helping yourself. You gain so much from that.
The 22-year-old law student believes the benefits will be wide-reaching, not only for the villagers in Nepal, but for those who volunteer their time.
The one question that's always been with me since I grew up in Zimbabwe and moved here is that why am I so lucky? And what responsibility does that leave me to the world? And I hope I can bring that question and plant that question in our generation here and hopefully create some change.
24-year-old Ashley Harrison's focus is back home. Her stepfather committed suicide in 2008.
My little brother, he's 13 now, was 10 at the time. When it happened, I wanted a way to be able to communicate with him, and I wanted something positive to come from it, and also that my stepdad's life wasn't actually made a difference, or that something positive came out of such a horrible thing.
She created the not-for-profit organisation Zero2hero, which raises funds and awareness for suicide prevention charities.
It was something that I just wanted to do as an outreach, and also something that my brother could look to as a positive light on his father's death.
Ashley started her fundraising efforts by running glitzy events which have raised more than $30,000. But she says the aim of Zero2hero has since changed.
Previously it was to create unique and extraordinary events that shine light, or a positive light, on depression and suicide prevention. Now we're looking at making a difference in the lives of children and challenging the way that children relate to themselves and relate to others. So we're looking at what causes depression in the early stages and how we can prevent that. Therefore, suicide's not even an option.
Lockie Cook has been working in Indigenous communities around Western Australia and is behind the organisation ICEA.
Whoa! You guys are crazy.
That's where you put your leg.
Yeah, right there. Put your leg there. So put your leg back there. Yeah, that's right.
It started with a trip to the northwest as part of a leadership camp.
Mixing with these guys for a week just really learned their culture and developed real good buddies with them all. And from that, it really developed into, wanting to kind of give something back to these awesome guys I just met.
He has a team of more than 100 young people who work within their schools and the wider community to raise Indigenous awareness. They promote reconciliation through a variety of means, from visiting schools in remote communities to beach days and surfing competitions, even recruiting a team of 50 to compete in this year's Rottnest Swim.
Time is an asset, and so with these guys, they've got a lot more, you know, whatever they're passionate about and things like that, we can just encourage them to go through it. So they've got that time and that passion, and we just try to really inspire these young people to maintain that passion and do whatever they wish to do.
While they're young, they're not short of enthusiasm, fresh ideas and support from their friends. All four say their youthful energy is their biggest asset.
Sometimes people don't take you as seriously because you are young and you don't have that knowledge behind you. But what I think the unique thing is, what we're trying to inspire with a lot of the young people we work with, is kind of go out there and develop that experience. Go out there in the communities, talk to the people on the street, ask lots of questions to raise that awareness of your surroundings.
Winner! 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 Chicken dinner!